This video is powered by, as always, entertainment. If you enjoyed this content, consider becoming a patron over on patreon.com/asalways for access to the Patreon exclusive podcast, The Kill Connor Clubhouse, early access to the Cinema Room podcast, being part of polls for future videos, and other early access material. With that said, please enjoy the video. The run up to this year's E3 has been wild with leaks. I mean, yesterday I covered the new Fable 4 leak, so if you want to check that out, I'll link that below on a card. We also talked about E3 Bingo, which is, going over all the E3 things. There's been a few other smaller leaks here and there, but the other one that came out recently, a couple of days ago, I believe it was Watch Dogs 3, or better known as now, Watch Dogs Legion, which is a leak that I assumed to be completely fake because it sounded ludicrous. But today, or yesterday, Ubisoft came out and announced Watch Dogs Legion. So it's real, and I wanted to talk about it because I made a video the other day called Watch Dogs 3, the make or break, and this isn't really the make, is it? This is more of the other thing. So basically, the leak came out of Amazon. There was an Amazon listing for Watch Dogs Legion which popped up. It was quickly removed and it was linked to Ubisoft's page. So we could have assumed from the get-go, probably real, although it came off fucking fake because it just sounds ridiculous. But let's get into exactly what it said, because them confirming that Watch Dogs Legion is coming and then using like the thing saying God save the NPCs, it's basically confirming this to be completely true, which obviously, of course, it is. So if we hop into it, the product description says, Watch Dogs Legion is set in a near-future dystopian version of London. It's a post-Brexit world in which society, politics, and technology have changed and altered London's fortunes. London is one of the most iconic cities in the world and has a massive influence on all of Western culture for centuries. London makes total sense for Watch Dogs, as the city has one of the highest surveillance levels in the world, making this the perfect playground. That's a lot to take in. They also spelled surveillance wrong, which, good one. Nice try. Features and details go on to say, play as anyone. Every individual you meet in the open world has a full set of animations, voiceover, character traits, and visuals that are generated and guided by gameplay systems. What? So going over the first section, the setting is a dystopian version of London, which, wow, yeah, that's pretty interesting as a setting. But it then goes on to say it's a post-Brexit world in which society, politics, and technology have changed and altered London's fortunes. I'm struggling to understand how those two things are interconnected, or are they just separate and entirely not connected? It happens to be a dystopian London. It also happens to be post-Brexit. They don't really come together. It's not relevant, but just so you know, because look, let's be real, right? Whether you're for Brexit, whether you're against Brexit, doesn't matter. Not relevant here. So my thoughts on the matter doesn't matter. But what's it got to do with being dystopian? Unless you're mental. You're one of those radical political people that, think that Brexit's going to end the world the same way, people thought that Donald Trump was going to blow up the world, or whatever the fuck is wrong with people. Nobody believes that Brexit will cause London to fall into a dystopian society. Therefore, the fuck is this about then? Why is this happening? I love that Watch Dogs is an epic political game where we just get... oh, Jesus Christ. If you thought Watch Dogs 2 was bad, we've got Brexit the game, where the world has ended because the United Kingdom has left the European Union. It caused the world to end. It's come to a standstill. It's almost as bad as when we get an inch of snowfall in the UK. It's dreadful. Everyone has stopped. Nobody's working. It's dreadful. That's the world we're in. It's just this dystopian society where Brexit happened. So the real world? Okay. Anyway, and then goes on to talk about how, it's the highest surveillance levels in the world, blah, blah, blah. I mean, sure, I don't know why it goes on to give their opinion on the setting. weird way of marketing a game, but sure, whatever, that's fine. And then we'll go on to the feature section. So the bit that has everybody a bit bamboozled, beyond the post-Brexit dystopian London thing and how that's relevant, is that you can play as anyone. And so every NPC, you play as every NPC, apparently. Any NPC, you play as them. They have a full set. Wait, hang on. Every individual you meet in the open world has a full set of animations, voiceover, and character traits, and visuals that are generated and guided by gameplay systems. So what it's saying is, every NPC in the game is procedurally generated, and therefore, not just like their animations for dialogue, but everything about them is guided by gameplay systems. And look, we've seen how Ubisoft does these procedurally generated NPC animations with what they've done with Odyssey, and it looks terrible. So that means that every NPC you play as has their own set of animations based on that are generated. So they're not handcrafted, they're generated. Obviously they have to be. So the fuck, man, this is going to be one of the most janky, messy fucking games. Every NPC has just got procedurally generated animations. Like, what the fuck? And why are we playing as anyone? So there's no main character, there's no main story. It's you're playing as anyone. Why? What the fuck is going on? This is the weirdest description, and we know this is backed up because their tweet said "God save the NPCs," which obviously is a spin on "God save the Queen," but they said NPC because we're in London. Epic. But yeah, they basically backed it up with that by mentioning the NPCs and the native players, everything. What the fuck is going on, man? This is insane. Jesus Christ. I cannot wait to see what this is all about at E3, to be honest with you. I want to see this in action. I want to see what the fuck is going on. The description and the details, to me, it doesn't fill me with great confidence, because you can see this is very clearly a political game, but not in the sense of like a, interesting politics, like a Game of Thrones, where it's really interesting politics, there's grey areas, it's all, everything's morally grey. You've got this, fictional political system. It's very interesting. It's just going to be basically saying, oh, you bloody Brexit's bad, innit? The world's going to end because of Brexit, which it's not, is it? Just like the world didn't end when Donald Trump became the president. I'm not saying I like Donald Trump. I'm not saying I like Brexit. The point being, you can be for and against something without being extreme about it. You could be for Brexit without being a wild racist. Most people that are for Brexit are not wild racists. It's just the really loud ones that you see all over social media. Just the same as you can be not for Brexit without thinking it's gonna end the world if it happens. And I think most people are of that mindset. They don't think London's gonna fall into a dystopian society because of Brexit. They're just like, yeah, not a fan of that. Let's not do it. Which, there you go. That's the way people look at it. But this game seems why can you not just keep politics out of my games? Stop it. I don't like it, and I don't want to play as anyone. It was simple, Ubisoft. It was simple. It was very, very easy. Just make a game with a nice, serious, grounded story in this really well built up world that you have with this great lore. Give us a character. That's simple. Rule step 1. Character. You've missed that. You haven't even done that. Play as anyone. I just want to fucking die. What is this? Seriously, Ubisoft. What the fuck are we doing here? I just don't know, man. I just don't know. Wow. I had hope. I did have hope for Watch Dogs, but this just sounds absolute trash. Could turn around and this could be a badly worded description in which, the game's actually real good. I highly doubt it, but that could be the case. In which case, I'm going to reserve complete judgment for the game, obviously, until E3. But based on this information, it sounds garbage, which I think probably most of you can agree, unless, you fucking brain lens. In which case, you really want an epic Brexit game where you can play as anyone and there's no main character. That sounds real good, doesn't it? Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, that's it, I think, for this video. I don't know how long this is going to be. Probably not too long, just sort of talking absolute bollocks. But I thought I wanted to go over it and sort of discuss, what the fuck is this about then? I don't know. Jesus Christ. If you want a video, with a bit more to it, go check out my E3 bingo. That was a real good time. I will link that in the card as well as my Fable video that I made on the new information about Fable 4, the new leaked information. I'm so excited for Fable 4. E3 is just around the corner. I'm so fucking ready for E3. I cannot wait to watch all the conferences with you guys. I'm going to be streaming all of them, so obviously, if you want to tune in for those, stay subscribed and set reminders on the events, because they're on my channel, and you can be prepared for them. It's going to be a bloody blast. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye, gamer man. What? See you later.